Now, welcome back to Terror Tales, the show that serves up fear farm fresh and always past its expiration date. Oh, I bet you didn't expect an episode tonight, did you? Well, I'm full of surprises and a few other things the coroner couldn't quite identify. Tonight's spine-snapping story comes from one of our fearless listeners, a little scream queen named Betsy. She sent in this tale about life on the farm. Sounds wholesome, right? Trust me, you're not ready for how this one ends. Let's just say, it'll really stick to your ribs. Before we start this story, don't forget to subscribe and turn on all notifications, or you might just miss the next surprise I got in store. And while you're at it, hit that like button like a werewolf hitting the drive-thru. It keeps our guts in business. Got a nightmare of your own to share? Submit it over on our website. And all the juicy little links are hidden in the show notes, like corpses under a haystack. Now then, on to tonight's story. I call this one Ground Beef. Enjoy. I moved to an animal farm when I was about 10 with my family. And I've always had a sort of thing for animals, until the summer I turned 13. It was during our third calving season, and that was always an exciting time, waiting and watching for cows to have their adorable little calves. The season before, I'd even watched a few being born. It felt like magic, but of course, farming isn't always about calves, ducklings, and kittens. I had to get used to seeing death regularly, and a lot of baby rabbits didn't make it. One of our 3 ducklings got squished to death by its own family. And one calf, one I still can't forget. It was one of those days that felt like nothing could go wrong. The sun was out, the air was warm. After months of cold, it felt like waking up. My dad came inside that afternoon, grinning. Said one of our cows just gave birth to the first calf of the season. He said the mother was feeding her, licking her clean, being everything she needed to be, and it all sounded perfect. I wanted to see her for myself, so I went. And out in the pen, there she was, nursing, warm, dry, and alert. She looked perfect. If only that moment had lasted. As I got closer, I noticed something on her neck, a dark patch. Bumpy, uneven. I reached down, then gently touched it. The calf cried out and jerked her head around, calling for her mother. What was that about, I thought. The spot looked like an infection. I ran inside and told my dad.
I should probably check that out,
He said.
I'll take her to the vet tomorrow.
But the next day, when I got home from school, Dad told me she hadn't made it. She just died in her sleep. He buried her in the woods before I could even say goodbye. That struck me as strange. Dad said it was sudden. No fever, no struggle. She just stopped. That stuck with me. I figured the wolves would dig her up eventually, but they never did. Something else got there first. That fall, I started taking walks in the woods behind our house to clear my head. It helped me think. One afternoon, I took the trail past where Dad had buried her, and that's when I saw it. The imprint of her body was still there in the grass, but no bones, no fur, no sign of her at all. I kept walking, but I shouldn't have. The sound stopped me cold, a kind of scratching, like something dragging itself along the ground. I looked around. Nothing. I should have turned back, but I didn't. I walked another 5 minutes. Then I heard it behind me. A wolf. And I froze. Okay, stop, drop, and roll. No, that's for a bear. No, you idiot, that's for a fire. My brain short-circuited with a panic. But the wolf wasn't stalking me. It looked confused. No, afraid. Its eyes weren't on me. They were locked on something behind me. The calf. I still remember its eyes. Human-like, pale, almost glassy, but alive, and staring right at me. Its jaw hung slack, twisted into a rotting grin, teeth like broken knives, brown and jagged, jutting out at all angles. I wanted to scream, but I couldn't even breathe. It didn't come for me. It stepped past me, toward the wolf. The wolf backed away, tail low. It growled. The hair along its back stood up straight. It barked. The creature kept walking, and as I moved, it grew taller, thicker. Its legs lengthened. Its back arched unnaturally. By the time it reached the wolf, it was 5 times the size of the calf that I remembered. Its eyes were haggard, sunken like they didn't belong to any animal. Its head was covered in slick, matted hair, its skin falling off in places like peeling bark. And I ran. As I ran, crying, stumbling, and I heard it behind me. I heard it sink its teeth into the wolf. And then, behind me, from deep in the trees, and I heard it speak. A voice, impossibly real, impossibly close.
I just love ground beef.
Wow, that was utterly disturbing, wasn't it? Betsy sure stepped in this time. A peaceful farm, a newborn calf, and something rotting in the woods. Who knew beef could be so well done? Let that be a lesson, my little grave grazers. Just because you bury something doesn't mean it's gone. Sometimes it comes back, hungry. If you enjoyed tonight's tale of twisted livestock and undead leftovers, don't be selfish. Share this episode with your friends. The ones who like horror, and the ones who deserve to be traumatized. Want to show your riding hard on your sleeve? Check out our official Terror Tales merch. Apparel's so good it'll raise the dead, or at least your credit card bill. And if this isn't your first trip to the Barn of Horrors, make sure you're following us on YouTube. We've got over 60 tales waiting to gnaw at your brainstem. Leave a comment and tell me what you would do if a corpse calf came crawling out of the forest. I'd probably soil myself and move to the city. Until next time, if something dead stares at you with human eyes, it's not just beef, it's personal.